even really record a video like this. And hope is that there will be some people join and ask me some questions in the chat so that I know what to talk about. Because until then, I don't really know what to talk about. But the idea that I'm having for starting these live streams is to allow a way for people to ask me questions directly and allow me to do my best to bring through an answer, whether it's through my own firsthand knowledge or connecting energetically with perhaps the wisdom of what might answer the question. So I'm just chilling here in paradise. Guess it's pretty nice out now. Getting my camera adjusted. So I guess while I wait for people to show up, I'll see if there's anything that wants to come through. Maybe I'll just talk about what I've been feeling recently. There's been a tightness within my own energy. It's been weird being back close to the area where I grew up and where I have old friends. Oh, welcome to the live stream. This is my first one. Yeah, you're the first one on here. Oh, really? Spain won the World Cup. Did that just happen? Anyways, I'm here to answer questions about spirituality and channeling. If anybody has something they want to ask, I'll try to get an answer for it. Yeah, it's really nice around here. Actually, I was inspired to come out here and try to do the live stream just to see what would happen. Because it just seemed like a nice spot for it. So, yeah, what I've, I don't know if you all are familiar with my channel, but this channel I have focused around spirituality and channeling higher energies. Because I find that whenever I really need an answer to something, I can always kind of like go within and allow myself to connect to higher energies and bring through an answer, like bring through wisdom. And I'm really wanting to be able to do that for other people. And I think that would really help boost my ability to get into doing that. Yeah, it is really nice around here. It's a campground that I'm staying at in Washington State. It's near Chehalis. I really like being outside in environments like away from the busyness of things. because it really allows me to get in tune with my own energy and connect with other energies that a lot of people tend to be distracted from. Does anyone have a question that they'd like to ask? I'm open. Kind of find it funny how little I pay attention to like the news anymore, what's going on in the external world. But sometimes I find it's just so much of a distraction from our own personal lives and what we can really be focusing on. I don't know if there's anyone out there that agrees with that, but yeah, it's funny you say that because my mom really likes traveling too. But this is Washington State, Western Washington, which is where I grew up, but I'm only here for the summer. Yeah, Washington State is definitely very much worth exploring. There's really so much to see here, and there's so much diversity in the wildlife and the climate, and yeah, I do really enjoy it here for the most part. Yeah, even better than seeing nature is just being in nature sometimes, like allowing yourself to relax into it, to really sit down and take it in, to really tune in and feel into the present moment. It's something that it feels like it's getting harder to do um, all the time because our lives have gotten so busy. Yeah, what I mean by the channeling is it's kind of like a form of telepathy where you're connecting to other energies and bringing through information because it's not really a mainstream thing, but the brain is actually a receiver of information, kind of like a radio receiver. And if you're not, distracted all the time, you can tune in to find the wisdom and answers that you need, to the guidance. We all have spiritual guides that are, they're always one step ahead of us and looking out for us. And all we have to do is listen. But yeah, other than that, I just like traveling and I don't know, getting to experience different things. Probably be good if I did have some form of work that I was doing right now, but hey, maybe this can become it. I'd sure hope so. Anyways, give me something to do. So yeah, guess I still got to get used to just doing this kind of video and keeping it engaging, at least, I really want to get the ball rolling to where there's questions being asked that I can tune into to answer. Really get a subject rolling. Yeah, no problem. Is there any subject you'd like to bring up or question you'd like to ask? Or anything you'd like to hear my take on? Because I do have opinions. Some of them more valid than others. Yeah, thanks for the subscribe. This channel, I really hadn't posted anything in the last year because it had kind of felt like it petered out. But I wasn't doing this kind of content. I was doing recorded videos with a avatar and like voice acting it. But I thought I'd take a crack at doing a live video where it's just kind of one shot and I'm not worried about trying to edit it or make it perfect. Just seeing what happens, seeing who comes along, and I'm very much at the mercy of whoever joins and whatever they want to talk about or ask. I really hardly keep track of what day of the week it is anymore. I just don't have that kind of schedule. And it's really freeing in some ways to not be stuck doing the same thing all the time. I really appreciate the freedom that I have now. And I think it's a freedom that really anyone can capture if they make it a priority. I think sometimes we have so many things build up in our lives. Yeah, ask anything you like. But sometimes I would say often our lives are improved by what we let go of rather than what we add. Sometimes we always get, as people here, we get caught up in trying to find that next thing that we need in our lives or that we need to add, and it can get to a point of being really overwhelming, having way too many things to feel like we're managing. It can be really nice to just return to simplicity. Hello, welcome. Feel free to ask any question you like. It'll help give me something to talk about. This is really meant to be an interactive live stream, I hope. Just got to get the ball rolling. Yeah, so I was saying I had kind of taken a break from this. Oh, what do I think about the RAM shortage and the RAM price increase? Well, I'll tell you what. So the laptop that I have I bought 4 years ago. It's a Lenovo Legion, and luckily it's holding up like really well. It still feels like a new laptop to me. And when I got it, it had 16 gigabytes of RAM, but about a year or so later, I decided to upgrade to 64 gigabytes of RAM. And I'm really happy that I did that at the time because it only cost me, I think, $100 to do that. Because, yeah, I just can't imagine having to buy any of those components now. And it sounds like, from what I've heard, is that just a lot of people aren't buying that stuff anymore. And when I think about it, PCs and people upgrading their computers, it's not really so much of a necessity anymore like it used to be in the past. Um, the rate that the rate that the technology has improved has like really slowed down year over year. So now, I mean, if anyone else is like me, I'm just like using my computers longer and longer and feeling like, sure, I can go 6 years, 8 years before an upgrade, no big deal. So, yeah, bet it probably would be that expensive. But yeah, it's definitely tough though. Um, I know that like me or there's a lot of us out there who would, like to have upgraded technology and get that next new computer, but maybe it's an opportunity to say, hey, like we don't really need that. Kind of makes me think back to when the PS5 came out. I was really intending to buy one because I used to be quite a big PlayStation gamer. And I just, because of scalpers, I never really had the opportunity and I wasn't going to overpay for it. And by the time a year later I still hadn't gotten one, I just decided to get a computer instead. So I basically just never ended up getting another PlayStation. And now I really look at that like I'm glad that I didn't get sucked into, having a new gaming console like that. And, with it, they all have these subscriptions now that really lock you in. So you feel like you're having to pay for it each month. And then, um, feeling like you have to stop everything and play games more if you're not using it enough. So I guess that's me going on kind of a tangent about it. Feel free to ask any follow-up questions or anything else you want to know. I do spend quite a bit of time on my computer and gaming. Like one game I've been into recently is Pal World 1.0 since it just released, and that's been very entertaining. Oh yeah, my favorite game console. Well, back in the day, like I was really big into. I got a PS1 back in like 1997 for my seventh birthday, and got a PS2 when it came out, and I was really big into PS2 gaming back in my teenage years. And then I got a PS3, and the Blu-ray drive like died, and I never got it fixed. And I kind of got out of gaming for a while, but since then I've really been more into PC gaming, and I just play games on Steam and really kind of enjoy that. What about yourself? It is nice to have like the game consoles and the computers because, once we have the hardware and have the software and own the games it really doesn't cost anything to have that source of entertainment. But on the other hand, it can kind of be a persistent distraction from getting out and experiencing the outdoors and nature and Xbox One S. Oh, yeah, nice. It's really nice when we can um, get a lot of use out of something that we buy. You know, makes it feel really worth it. Are there any other questions or subjects that anyone would like to ask or bring up? Oh, got to remind myself to stretch every day. Seriously, it gets too tight. All right. Well, I guess until I get another question or suggestion or recommendation for something to talk about, I'll just see where the conversation wants to go. So, see, there's all these trees around. I feel like the trees can really teach us things. Oh, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. I'm sure I'm close to 100 subscribers now, so that'll be kind of a thing. Maybe some encouragement to get going on these. But yeah, one thing about trees is, you know, they're very rooted, they're very grounded. They grow outward in all directions, but they do so in a flexible way. They're typically not forcing their way in any one direction as they grow. And you know, we can do a similar thing with our own lives. Allow ourselves the flexibility to branch out in whatever way feels good, in whatever feels right for us at the time. And maybe in our past, there's been things that felt right for us, but that starts to change and that time comes to an end. And really, those are the times to be flexible and go another way. Often we have other paths available to us that are just waiting for us to follow. I feel like I have to pretty often make a conscious effort to become more grounded, because otherwise my energy can become a bit much, or it'll feel like I start going in circles or losing track of what's important. So I actually enjoy walking barefoot quite a bit, because it really puts me in connection with the earth and nature and the energies around me. Yeah, so this I don't know if there's new people watching or but this is my first attempt at a live stream on this channel or any YouTube channel. I've done YouTube for a while before, but I've never done videos like this, whether they be live videos or recording videos like this, because it felt like I just never really know what to talk about. But I feel like if I could get people watching and asking questions, about things that are important to them, I could maybe really tune in and help help them find answers to things. It's like I'm trying to be optimistic for the future of this world. It can get a little tough sometimes to feel that way. But anytime I really just take in the world with what I experience directly from it and not from behind a screen. I mean, looking around here, sitting here outside in nature, it really feels like I don't think there's actually anything wrong with the world. It seems like a lot of problems are projected onto us by outside sources, and they're things that really have nothing to do with us, and things that we really can't make any difference in anyways. Because really where we're most effective in our lives is the effect that we have on our immediate environment. What's going on with us, with our own energy, what's going on with the people in our lives, our direct circle of people, friends, family that we talk to directly, and what we can do to help those around us who are directly asking us for help. Sometimes when it goes beyond that, when it goes outside of that, to things that we don't have a direct influence on, they just become distractions and really keep us from living our best lives. So does anyone else have a question or subject that you would like to bring up? Otherwise, I'm just going to be starting to stare at these little random insects crawling around. I think this will be a fun format for me to do. So I feel like the videos that I've made before, they've kind of been passion projects, and I felt like I was pursuing a certain creativity with them, but it also just got very tedious, the amount of time and effort and practice that went into some of them. Particularly, so I'm also a musician, and I have another channel that's focused on music covers, but I've just made so many videos for that channel, and it just got to feeling like so heavy and so much effort for little gain. So again, this is my first time trying a live stream, but I really have a better kind of feeling about it, that it's going to be a better format for me to pursue. And you know what? Another thing I like about it, it kind of makes me think about the influence of AI now. And I mean, there's a lot of things being made with AI, and it's getting more and more lifelike in ways, to where there's some videos where it will look like there's a person talking to a camera, but it's just AI created. But I think that's another thing that I like about moving to this kind of format, is that it's very real, very present, very authentic in the moment. You know, you can't fake this kind of thing. You can't replace it, and it's not going to happen. I mean, it's perhaps not as good as talking to people in person, which honestly I wish I could do more, but it's been tough with the traveling lifestyle. But this is, I feel like, the next best thing. For a while earlier this year, I've never really been big on social media, but I did get into Discord a bit this year, and I do have a channel on there, which I've not looked at in months. But I think the trouble I have with social media most of the time, or texting or instant messaging, is it's really kind of tedious. It takes a lot of time to type messages, especially if you're on a mobile device, you know, trying to thumb type the keys. And a lot of the time it's just written messages. Short written messages are just not a good form of communication. There's just so much that is lacking from that kind of communication. And I think the prevalence of like texting and email and instant messaging now in people's lives, I kind of feel like it's doing some social damage, because while you can really quickly send a message and connect with several people at a time, the conversations just don't have the same level of connection. And it's feels like in today's world it's getting more and more difficult to find that more human connection. You know, a phone call is probably the next. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's like the hair's like getting all fabulous, right? I actually haven't cut it for, shoot, it's been over 5 years now. So thankfully, it's reached that length where it's just not getting any longer. uh, oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, I used to have short hair. I used to actually be. I was in the Army National Guard for 5 years, back between 2012 and 2017, and of course, I always had to have it really short then. And I think that's part of the reason when I got out of that, I was just so tired of kind of being told what to do, that, you know, I wanted to break away from that. But it's really nice not having to get a haircut. And I also find that having long hair, it it makes me more like energetically balanced. And you know, I think it may be a reason why a lot of women are perhaps more emotionally intelligent than men, is something to do with the longer hair. Oh yeah, I really like it here. This campground is actually it's called Paradise, so it does feel like that. It's definitely my favorite time of year. It's like 75 out today. It's just really nice. I guess I'll try to show some more of it. Let me try the other camera. What I also like is that I found a spot here that's there's nobody else really around, so I feel like I have enough privacy to try doing this live stream. Hmm. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of getting the ball rolling on doing these kind of live streams. Oh, what got me into spirituality? Well, um, I think it was really back in 2017, late 2016, early 2017. I kind of started waking up to the fact that most of the stuff that we're told in school is kind of, well, most of it's not true. Let's say that. And so once you start to discover more and more about that, about the way that society has kind of been engineered as largely a control mechanism to keep people, being another brick in the wall, basically, you start wanting to find your own answers for things. And to me, spirituality is really an individual journey. Very much, it's us as people, as spirit, as souls, really discovering who and what we are, and discovering the world that we happen to be experiencing right now. And but early on, another thing that helped with it was reading some books. Like some of the books that I read in 2017 were Keepers of the Garden by Dolores Cannon, and Backwards by Nancy Dennison, and some of the David Icke books like Phantom Self. And eventually my journey kind of continued. Probably the biggest awakening was in 2019. I had an ayahuasca experience on the Diamond Beach of Acapulco, Mexico. And that was just so eye opening, mind opening, heart opening, soul opening. And it felt like over the course of that night, it really confirmed to me everything that had been building up the couple years prior to that. And yeah, since then, it's just been a journey of exploration that always takes me a little bit further. And sometimes there's challenges in that journey, but I'm always learning to trust more that I don't have to do everything alone. I can trust that I have guidance, essentially other spirits that are one step ahead of me, watching out for me, and helping me lead me along my best path to where I can be of the greatest service to other people in this world. And what about yourself? What got you into spirituality, or what does it mean to you? Hello and welcome to my first live stream, and welcome back. Feel free to ask any questions that you like. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of take a moment and breathe, or even close my eyes and tune inward. Yeah, so about loss, I really had, I've had quite a bit of time sort of in isolation, and I think I'm still going through that now. It's kind of a feeling of, even though I'd really like to be spending time with other people, spending time with old friends, I've just kind of become further apart from them. And I'm in a situation now where I'm traveling and it's quite difficult to really make any connections. But I think sometimes going through that, it really forces us to deal with our own internal feelings, and it allows us to discover who we really are. Sometimes other relationships that we've been surrounded by, they can really start to feel like they define us, or we start playing a part, we start playing a role, kind of like acting into that role, acting into this kind of expectation of what those other people expect us to be like. And I've had so many changes in the last few years, and none of it really would have been possible if I had been surrounded by those same relationships and that same environment. All right. Do you ride any small engine machines like dirt bikes and four wheelers? You know, I used to, and I miss it. I definitely do miss it. When I was 5 years old, actually, my dad got me my first dirt bike. It was a little old, like, I don't know, probably 1970s Honda 50cc. I think it might have been called the Z50. One of the ones with like kind of small, like fat tires. And it had a 3-speed that you could shift without a clutch. Oh yeah, thanks for coming by. Hoping to do more live streams. And because my dad, who's my dad's actually exactly 1/3 of a century older than me to the day. He was into dirt bike racing when he was like 10 or 11, and he was always like really into dirt biking. He also rode street bikes, had a Harley. I think he was probably in a biker gang for a while, honestly. But he would he would collect a bunch of motorcycle parts and buy them cheap and fix them up and sell them. And actually, when I was 3 to 4 years old, I think it was a KDX 250, and I was 3 or 4 years old, and he would ride me on the front, like I'd be sitting in front of him on the dirt bike with my hands on the handlebars in between his, and he would ride all up through these mountains, and like challenging trails. But yeah, so I started getting into dirt biking, but oh, nice, an XR100. Yeah, I think we had a XR100 for a while when I was 9 or 10 or 11. Um, it was a four-stroke, anyways. I'm not sure if the XR is a four-stroke and the CR is two-stroke. Is that right? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, after my teenage years, I kind of fell out of the dirt biking. Oh, in 1990, that might be about the same year that we had actually. It, yeah, probably the same thing. But I kind of fell out of it. We just like didn't really go camping as much, and eventually, eventually we did get a couple Chinese motorcycles. One of them was a 200cc dirt bike that was really fun because it was kind of a smaller, the 200cc China bike. It was like an X Moto. It was fun because it was smaller, kind of like a 100cc bike would be, but with a bigger engine. So it was just felt for me. I'm kind of a small. I'm not a very big person, so it felt really manageable, but had a lot of power. And then the other bike was a 200cc dual sport Chinese bike. I think it was called a Zongshen, and that was my first bike that I rode on the street when I was 16. And you had to have the thing absolutely pegged to do like in tucking to do 65 miles per hour. But I had a couple crashes around that time, one on that bike and one on the other, and it kind of got me out of it, and I never really got back into it. Yeah, you say you wish your dad would do stuff with me. Um, and I know the feeling of it. Like those are really really some fond memories that I have when I was a kid. Us going camping and dirt bike riding. Because I only got to see him. I only got to see my dad every other weekend, and so those were really good times for a while. And there were some things that changed after that when I was about 8 years old, and we just didn't really get to spend that kind of time together anymore after that. And yeah, but it's definitely good to take advantage of that family time while you have it and when you can get it. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that about your dad passing away when you were 5. Gosh, that's really tough. Um, I mean, it's always sucks to lose someone, but especially when you're at an age where our parents are so important to us. Well, that's good. I guess you gotta make the best of the people who are around you, right? And the father figures of our lives. Other people who can teach us things and show us the way. Welcome back. Yeah, so again, for anyone new, it's my first time doing a live stream. I'm just kind of noticing, I'm still getting used to kind of the layout of things. It's kind of funny how in the chat there's like a little crown with number 1, crown number 2. I wonder if that's like who's been on the longest or who's sent the most messages. I don't know. Well, any other questions or subjects anyone wants to bring up? We're flowing with the energies of the day. Hmm. You know, there's a lot of wood chips on the ground around here at this campsite. It kind of makes me wonder, there's certain mushrooms that like to grow in wood chips. Maybe I should keep an eye out. I'd find some good ones. Really is super nice out here today. I don't think there's a single cloud in the sky. Mind is empty. Well, it's really not such a bad thing having our mind be empty. Nice new puppy. Yeah, pets are fun, like especially if when you can raise them from being young. It's like a really personal connection that develops. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to just kind of take a break from thinking all the time, or from always having something that we have to be focusing on. It's kind of like allowing the mind to become blank or empty, like allowing the time to sit down, close your eyes, breathe, and let thoughts just pass, observe them as they pass, and then let them filter out. Sometimes when we do that, we can actually perceive, I'm not really sure what to call it. It's kind of like, I guess, the ever present now. And sometimes in doing that, there's such a powerful sort of energy that can be felt. It's great for recharging. Oh, what gender the puppy is? Is it a boy? I guess if I'm honest, I'm more of a cat person than a dog person. And, I think dogs know that. So I don't really have the best time interacting with most dogs. Some are really nice. Like, I think I like Shiba Inus because they're actually kind of more cat-like than most dogs. Whereas cats, I'm kind of like the cat whisperer. It's very, very rare that I find a cat that I don't get along with. But you know, that kind of makes sense, being that. Oh, is there a lot of mosquitoes in Miami? Jeez. You know, I've never been to Florida, but I'd like to I'd like to go there. Not this next winter, but the following winter. I think I probably will be there then. And so hopefully the mosquitoes aren't bad there in the winter. Yeah, there's a few mosquitoes here, but luckily they don't seem to be bothering me right now. But I know if I stay out here too late, I think it's probably like 6 o'clock, 6:15 or 6:30. I can't see what the time is right now, but I know if I stay out here a couple more hours, it's probably gonna have the mosquitoes coming out. Those pesky things. Talking like no one negativity. Well, would you like to expand on what you mean? Oh, a bear? Um, yeah, actually, so we were here in the same area around this time last year, and we went on a hike to some waterfalls, and we came into pretty close contact with a bear. We were on the trail, and there was one, I don't know, probably 50 feet away from us or something. I think it was like a brown bear. I don't remember for sure because it was last year, but haven't seen any in the campground here. Although I guess it's possible. I have also seen a moose, though, at another one of the parks. But other than that, there's kind of mostly just your standard wildlife: geese, birds, eagles. Yeah, there's like hares, like rabbits, here. Oh, welcome in. Hello. Um, I'm near Chehalis, Washington, which is kind of like southwestern Washington. It's near. It's kind of in between Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. Oh, so you say you're sending questions. Is that in a is that in the chat here, or is that somewhere else? I don't know how to find it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything, any other method. Can you be my friend? Well, sure, why not? I mean, as much as this format allows for, anyways. Do I have a lot of internet? So I have 5G here, which I don't know, I was kind of always wary of 5G, and so I never wanted to buy a 5G phone, and I never actually bought one, but I kind of just inherited one finally, and my other phone, my 4G phone, was like 8 years old, so it was kind of ready to be passed on. But yeah, it's working pretty well. It's nice because you get to be away from the Wi-Fi at least. We do also have Starlink, or my partner does. But I'm some distance away from our campsite because our campsite has a big motorhome in it, so it's not as roomy as this vacant one here. Sun glare through there. Well, appears I've reached an hour in. Guess I'm still feeling all right, although maybe I'll think to bring some water next time. I don't know. I guess I could always start again another day. I guess I'll see if I start doing these regularly. WhatsApp number? I don't have WhatsApp. Um, I do have Discord, which I don't remember my username for. But yeah, maybe if you like, I'm still figuring out how these live stream works, but maybe you can, I don't know, message me in the comments or something. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll try to remember to send you a message later because I do want to get active on Discord again. I could probably kind of tie it together with the YouTube channel now. Might be a good idea. Well, and are there any other questions somebody would like to steer the conversation to? Or is there anything perhaps going on in your own life that you're unsure about and maybe you would like an outside perspective for? Fortnite? No, I don't play Fortnite. Um, recently, I've been playing Pal World since it just had its 1.0 release, and that's been pretty entertaining for me because there's just so many different things you can do in that game. Although I pretty much just play it single player. Never really got into online gaming so much. Probably going to think about wrapping up soon, depending on if there's any other questions, because I'm kind of running out of things to blab on about. Oh, share the live? Sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because definitely, if we can get more people involved, I can really kind of get the ball rolling more. Yeah. So, what time is it for me? I think it's like 6:30. I can't actually see the clock right now, but probably around that time. And yeah, we're going to be in this area for a couple more weeks, and then we're going to the coast. 10 for you. Sounds like East Coast, East Coast U.S. Hmm. I kind of feel like so much of the time I'm still uh, figuring out who I really am. I don't know if any of you guys out there feel that way sometimes, but sometimes it's like we build up who we think we are in these lives and then maybe realize that that's just a part we were playing, like a role. And then things fall away, changes happen, and sometimes after that, it's like you're there left wondering, it's like, wait, who am I again? Who am I supposed to be? what am I supposed to act like? I feel like I'm shifting all the time. Well, I think I'm kind of running out of stuff to think about or talk about for now, but I'll probably try to get in a regular habit of uh, jumping on and doing these live streams. And I'm sure each one is going to be quite a bit different because I'm just at the mercy of whoever shows up to ask me questions or help steer the conversations. So never know what we're gonna get up to talking about. So I think I'll go ahead and end it here, and I'll see y'all later.